Hey everybody, thanks again for tuning in for another pickup video. Remember, if you're not a subscriber yet, we're just making that push to 2,000 subs, so that's all I ever ask is just your channel support. Hit the subscribe button, it doesn't cost you anything, and it's greatly appreciated, believe me. Okay, we're going to get started in this one. If you haven't seen the previous two videos, they're all sort of part of one big initial presentation, so the video previous to this one was strictly video game related, so if you're into that stuff, you want to definitely check that out. And the one prior to that, so 2 videos ago, was movies, VHS, Blu-ray, DVD. So check that out if you're into movies. This one today is going to be about some vinyl pickups. I haven't had vinyl purchases in quite some time. I'm sort of at that point where I haven't got a crazy collection, but I've got the stuff that I want. And these were just like cheap enough, so it was just kind of like, well, it's worth it because I go through phases as well. The reasoning behind these pickups, for the majority of them, basically I grabbed them just because they are mostly acoustic, or I guess acoustic in origin, if there is electric. And then he is one of the greatest songwriters from Canada. So, I think that would be an opinion that is generally shared wherever people have experienced his music. So, I go through phases. It'll be like I'll listen to like, I'll go heavy. I'll be into like a heavy metal phase, and then I'll listen to like hard rock, and then I'll listen to like I don't know, whatever category you want to throw other music in, like I don't know, whatever, like techno or whatever the shit's out there. And then I picked these up because I'm heading back into a more acoustic songwriting phase based on what I'm listening to. I guess trying to get back to the roots, being more appreciative of, what it takes to really write a good song. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, that wouldn't be indicative of that, but in no particular order, because I don't know what order they were released in. I haven't looked into it yet. This is what I was referring to. Grabbed a bunch of, some of these are, I grabbed a bunch of the Gordon Lightfoot. So this is Summer Side of Life. So this is just what I was referring to, like just vintage. And they're all like, I'm not going to pull them out. They're all mint, no scratches. There's dust. And they're all like from the same person who signed their name on the side, which was, it's kind of cool, right? Like I think some of them have like 1973 written on them and stuff like that. So it's nice when you're thinking of something, you'll grab a record and go, oh, hey, this person enjoyed it too, right? So, like I said, Canadian legend, as far as I'm concerned, widely recognized as one of the greatest songwriters. Gordon Lightfoot, man. Check it out if you haven't done it. If you're into acoustic, just nice vintage music. I don't know if there's any, take a look at the back there while I pull up the next one. Any songs that you might recognize. And just like another thing, right? Like the covers, he didn't have to do anything fancy with the covers. It wasn't like some crazy artwork like a Judas Priest album cover, or like, black, like an Iron Maiden or Black Sabbath cover, or, AC/DC. It's just him standing there looking cool, man. Yeah, this was September 8th, 1973 is when this person got this one. Old Dan's Records. There's the list there. But, you know what I mean? Just him being cool. This is a young Lightfoot, man. Lightfoot. I'm not even recognizing any of the song names on there. Look at that cover there. Not a very manly cover, but back here on Earth. I guess probably as well-known one on this one would be If I Could, and then Marie Christine and Bitter Green. Yeah, I apologize for that album cover. This one's not Lightfoot, but I grabbed it because the cover's cool, and there's actually a bunch of songs on here that are cool. And it's just got cool artwork, man. It's weird. It's almost like they reversed it. I would have liked to have seen this on the front. What a badass. This freaking hippy dippy thing with this crazy ass tree. So this is Three Dog Night, Golden Biscuits. And then it came with this poster there. Excuse me. So it's got what? Try a Little Tenderness, Mama Told Me, which is great. Pretty cool. Here's some more Lightfoot. Sit Down, Young Stranger. It's got Me and Bobby McGee. If You Could Read My Mind, Baby It's All Right. Like I said, I'm just going through that more of an acoustic phase of, I guess, appreciating the music a bit more. You know, where you have to really listen to the words to get the full meanings, not just drums, guitar solo, bass, all that kind of stuff, right? Summertime Dream. So this one's got the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And what's the other one again? Is it The House You Live In? I can't remember. Don Quixote. It's got Ordinary Man and it's either On Susan's Floor or Beautiful. This person, and these are all grabbed at the same time, so someone must have just dropped all these off. I grabbed this one just because it's a double gold. A little bit of Diamond Man himself. I didn't have this one yet. There's a list there. Lightfoot, The Way I Feel. Yeah, this one's got Canadian Railroad Trilogy on it and Song for a Winter Night. So those are two good ones. And there's lots of songs of his that I haven't heard, so this will be a good way for me to really get through them. Lightfoot, did she mention my name? Lightfoot, Cold on the Shoulder. This is a badass cover. I like that one. So it's got Rainy Day People. What else here? Cherokee Bend, Now and Then. Lightfoot Sundown. So obviously Sundown is the main hit on this one. Carefree Highway. That's the other good one. Oops, a couple more here. Gord's Gold. I haven't looked at that. Oh. And then early cover for before he's got the beard. Best of Gordon Lightfoot, Volume 3. So yeah, it's been a while. Like I said, I've got all the ones that I really want, but you know, the popular ones that everybody has. And it's just nice to take a little bit of a change, a little bit of a detour, and delve more into some cool ass songwriting and acoustic playing. Oh, I forgot one. I forgot about this one. Beach Boys, Spirit of America. I don't know what's on here. I just grabbed it because of the cover. It's freaking crazy. And yes, I do like some Beach Boys songs. Obviously, you know, all their hits. They're cool and fun. Super dusty. So and these all need sleeves too. Not a chance to even go through these things. So at some point, oh boy, yeah, it's dusty. This one will need to be cleaned. But anyway, I didn't have this one yet. I thought the album was cool. Oh, and grabbed another portable CD player for the collection, the Panasonic SL-SX430. I think I might have this one already. I don't know. I'll have to see if it's an upgrade or not. This front is pretty clean. Or it could be one that I've sold already. And then next, we've got these two stacks here. One is, I guess I could have showed this during the video game pickup one. I don't know what this is, some kind of card game. I grabbed it because the cover was cool. Boss Monster. Challenges you to become a villain, build a dungeon, lure in adventurers, and destroy them. What is it? I don't know. Bunch of cards. There's a book you guess you got to read. Comes with all these cards. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to go through it. Like I said, saw the cover. Looked cool. Bunch of 8-bit pixel graphics there. I grabbed this next stack based on nostalgia. I don't know if I'm going to keep them, but they're all in such really, really good condition. Growing up, I had an uncle that was big into Charles M. Schultz, so Charlie Brown. Not just that, but other comic artists, for lack of a better term. You know, the comics you would find in the newspapers on Saturday, you know, Garfield, Hagar the Horrible, Beetle Bailey, all that stuff, right? So you had these two massive bookcases full of Charlie Brown books, which I've managed to almost duplicate myself back there. As well as some of these other comics. So I've read them. I haven't read all of these. I know I've read some of them based on, you know, he would let me borrow them every weekend we came to visit, and I bring them back because he knew I took care of them. So I grabbed a stack of these Beetle Bailey, I don't know, sketch comic strip compilation books. And they're all like mint. Like the spines aren't broken. I'm just going to show them to you. And these are all like, what year is this? I swear I see anything like super old and it's just like, I got to pick it up. 1968. This printing was Tempo. This printing is 1974. That one. I know I read this one as a kid that I borrowed off him. I don't remember about that one. You know, it's all about Beetle Bailey, that's Bailey there, who's a private in the army, and he's always going against a sergeant. Bailey was trying to be like the laziest guy. I think it had to do with like, you know, sort of that whole hippie thing in the army. This was a big double book. But it's essentially like, you know, the comic strip for that day or would just be on one page and then the next one would be, right? This is made by Tor. It's like they do fantasy books, right? Original cover price, $2.50. I'm sorry if you're just not into these things, but I think they're just super cool, man. It's a time period where, like, this was the entertainment, right? This one I did read. This was the entertainment, comics and newspapers. And these ones I like as well because they're very, very period specific. That being the military at that time and what they would... Obviously, there'd always be like a meaning behind whatever they were writing about, right? So, very interesting stuff. Grab this one here. Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, and what Alice found there. Couldn't pass it up. Again, just super clean. Illustrations throughout. And we'll say what year this was. Again, this was like, I think in a couple of videos ago, maybe 3 or 4, I picked up like some Tom Sawyer books, like Tom Sawyer and then Huckleberry Finn. And I mentioned that I was trying to go through, and yes, I do have some of these already. So these are doubles and whatnot. It doesn't say what year it was. Going through pieces, trying to keep variants, whatever, of period pieces where, like, you know, the language back then might not be appropriate for today, or the topics would make people sort of uncomfortable, that kind of stuff. Just find it very interesting in terms of like isolating those specific periods of time and keeping them as they are, just sort of like as a reminder of how stuff was. Grab this one, super cool. Again, like just, what year is this one? Copyright 1956. Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Again, I've seen this. I've never read the book, but obviously I've seen all the incantations of it movie-wise. But again, all like super clean. Spine is not broken. And like I said, just a period recording of how, you know, just they sort of talked and did things back in the day. Shows you that previous Alice one, Through the Looking Glass. Here is another one. So this is Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. For $1.25. And this one is 1960. I read this book as a kid. I still have it. I've trimmed down a lot of my book collection as I've gotten older, just due to lack of space. Certain ones I've kept. Obviously, you can see a bunch there. But they're stacked in front of each other, and then I've got down lower where you can't see them as well as over here. But I read this as a kid. I saw the movie of this. It was like a TV movie, I think. It disturbed me. This is Watership Down. I know it's got a rabbit on there, rather thick. I have a similar one in paperback. It's got a different cover on it, which is my original one. I grabbed this one just so I could read it. So I'm not going to bust open my original one. I don't want to wreck it. Or I might just keep this one as a variant and then download it digitally. But it might have a rabbit on there, but it's the life of, if you've never heard of Watership Down, it's this burrow of rabbits, and they all have a hierarchy. Think of like, well, I'd shown you like the previous couple of videos, sort of like Planet of the Apes, right? The rabbits all talk. Okay, in Planet of the Apes, they've got the apes. They all talk. There's a hierarchy. There's intelligent ones. There's peaceful ones. There's the war ones, like the gorillas. There's the political ones. And think of that in sort of like a rabbit burrow style, where these rabbits are trying to live together, compete with other burrows, survive against humans that are hunting them, shooting them, sending dogs after them. And just think of it as like a life story, but through the perspective of rabbits. There's some violent stuff in there. I remember the movie of it, or whatever the series. Again, I saw it when I was a kid. Like they're dying. Some of them actually die in there. So just remember, it really bothered me as a kid. I'll grab this one anytime I can find it, man. It's just super awesome. Another cool cover. And this one was reprinted in 1962. War of the Worlds. Simple cover, but that says it all. Love it. Love the movie. Love the concept. I love the when they did the radio broadcast of it that scared all the people out there. I grabbed this one because I'm a fan of I originally saw it as a mini-series, I believe, on TV, 5-part mini-series, and they played it every day of the week. I remember it scared me as a kid. I didn't fully understand it. Read the book. It was great. Day of the Triffids. It's like there's a meteor shower that goes all over the world, I think. Or I can't remember if it was all over the world or just North America. And anyone who saw it goes blind. But it was actually these... out of the meteor shower were these seeds that arrived that created these sentient plant beings that literally could move around and attack and kill people. So that's what it is about. I don't remember how it finished. I can't remember if they survived. But a great book. Watch the movie if you can, the original movie. There's been multiple remakes of it. This is a 1951. Is it? 1951? Copyright 1951. All right. Seems like it's a little bit older, but or newer. And then since that's a John Wyndham book, there were also these other John Wyndham books there. And again, I haven't seen these, haven't read them. Just the covers were cool. Webb. Chalky. The Kraken Wakes. And The Trouble with Lichen. So obviously, John Wyndham likes to deal with, well, horror, psychological events, and then finally, I grabbed this one, you know, just because it was cool looking. I've got versions of these stories and other paperbacks and compilation pieces, but this one had gold line pages. The book looked cool. I don't think it's been read. One of those kind of things. It's got pictures in there. Have a production or copyright date on it. This is 1983. So Sherlock Holmes, The Complete Adventures and Memoirs of Him, illustrated. So it's got the gold leaf on it. I don't know. I'm just a fan of it. Again, period piece, right? Based upon, you know, how they talked at the time, how they dressed, how they wore, how they acted. It's just a piece of history, right? So, and no, I haven't read all the Sherlock Holmes novels. I've read Hound of Baskervilles. And, what's the other one? I don't remember now. Maybe it was The Return of Sherlock Holmes. But, no, it was The Adventures. That's what I read. Yeah, just kind of cool, man. Like I said, just looks great on the shelf. It's nostalgic. And that's it. I think that's it. If I forgot something, well, too bad. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, this was more of like a nostalgia pickup piece with, wherever I put them, the vinyl records. Going more with the older, dealing with the classic in terms of songwriting and playing, more acoustic, as well as all these older comic books, as well as novels here. So leave me a comment below. Tell me what you thought about them. I love this stuff. I love hearing about it if you do as well. So let me know. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. We're doing that push to 2,000 subs. And check out the previous 2 videos if you're into either movies or video games. Thanks again, guys. We will see you again very soon.